Hello, everyone. It's Fred Staab and Les Jackson, and we are glad you are along for the ride. We've got a great edition, Les, of Cruise Control. We're going to be talking about a lot of new models for 2024.
Yeah, they're coming right along. We're just being fortunately we're being loaded up with them to test. So keep them coming.
Yeah. We're both going to have cool test vehicles. You are going to have the Dodge Hornet RT. RT
Yep,
is a name that has been around for a long time in the Dodge lineup, isn't it? Hasn't it?
it has and it has a heritage, and the Hornet is brand new product. So a lot of people are asking about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm anxious to get your take on it. What you thought?
I will definitely. Well, you'll be the first to hear, um, along with a few thousands of other people.
All right. And then we're also going to talk about a pretty big announcement from Hyundai. They revealed their Elantra and significantly updated. And it's good to see that they are still talking about sedans, right?
Yeah, we're both very concerned about that, and I'm glad to see it. I'm certainly glad to see Nissan with the Versa. Uh, so hey, we need those things.
Yeah, we absolutely
What
do.
can we say?
And we're also going to talk about Ford chopping three models from its lineup. They are popular names, and we'll tell you why they're getting rid of them, and they're going to be replaced with some EV models.
That's right. And if you haven't ordered your Hellcat, that is Hellcat powered Ram, you got one more chance before they close the bar.
Yes, it's a utility work truck, isn't it?
It's a very intimidating utility work truck, but it's what it's supposed to be.
I don't think any one of these guys that buys one of these is just going to go and pick up a load of gravel in
I
the
don't think so.
in the bed. You know,
I just don't think so.
let me throw my rusty toolbox in the back
Yeah,
of the bed
that's right.
there,
What are you
and
doing throwing that bag of trash?
yeah, or using it as putting stickers on the side and saying, "Hey, I've got a ladder rack on this.
Yeah,
I
that's
clean
right.
windows or something." No. So pretty cool. Hey, we will be back with Cruise Control, our live show. So stay tuned. Fred Staub and Les Jackson. We will be right back.
On-Air Automotive Magazine with co-hosts Fred Staub and Les Jackson.
Control.
Everything you need to know about new and used cars.
Control.
Industry news will fix or repair your car on the air.
Control.
Fasten your seatbelts and let us take the wheel. Now, your ride is about to begin
Control.
because you're on Cruise Control. Cruise Control. Cruise Control.
Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Cruise Control. This is, of course, your on-air automotive magazine. You know us. I'm Les Jackson. That guy is Fred Staub, and we are here ready and willing and very happy to tell you what's going on in the auto industry, and there's a lot,
Yeah,
even more than usual.
I would agree, Les. You would think it's the end of summer, it'd be very quiet, but we've got a lot of reveals, a lot of pricing information, and just a lot of news in general about cars, don't we?
That's right. And it's, the dealers have their doors open and they want you to show up. So we've got all sorts of things going on. And a particular one that we really like is that Hyundai is revealing its new Elantra lineup. And the reason we like it so much is because it's a sedan.
Yeah,
It's a small sedan.
that's right, Les. And they've got, of course, the Elantra N, the performance variant, a lot of new standard safety type equipment on this vehicle. And believe it or not, one of their models comes with 15-inch wheels. That is
Wow.
that is something I don't think I've seen since the 70s. How about you?
Yeah. I mean, 15-inch wheels were kind of a big deal back
They
in
were big. They were the big ones. They were the big
they
hoops.
were big. 16s were, wow.
You
Yeah,
got a story about Infiniti, though, too, right?
that's right. They priced out the 2024 QX80, which is a nice, big, high-end SUV. I'm sure it won't be inexpensive, but it'll be awfully nice.
Yeah, that's true. And we're also going to talk about, Ford chopping 3 models from their lineup. These are models you will know about, Les. They're very popular
Yep.
models, and they're going away to make room for EVs. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, that's right. And it's the last call, gang, for the Hellcat powered Ram TRX. So if you haven't gotten your order in, you better do it like today. I got 3 of them.
Great.
Um, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with them,
That's great,
but
Les.
but and meanwhile, uh, over at the Dodge plant, they provided me the new Hornet RT plug-in hybrid, and I tested it, and I'll be reviewing it later on in this hour. And pretty interesting vehicle.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely plug-in hybrid, and we have got plenty more coming up on Cruise Control. That is just the start. We're scratching the surface, so stay tuned. I'm Fred Staab. He is Les Jackson. We will be right back.
Cruise Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control. You are on Air Automotive Magazine. Fred Staab and Les Jackson with you, as we normally are at this time every week. We appreciate everyone watching and listening and checking out what's going on in the automotive industry. So, got a lot to get to, and we're starting with big news this week, Les Jackson, from Hyundai, and it involves the Elantra, which is quite the car, and it is a sedan, which we don't normally see much anymore, do we?
That's right. It's one of those things people just kind of step into and drive around. You remember those. It's quite a refresh that they've done on this. They've done their as they call it, the shark nose.
Right up front.
Which I would agree is it looks like a shark nose. The folds on the side to me kind of look like aircraft designs, but
Yeah, very Tucson, very Hyundai Tucson. That
yeah,
Tucson
yeah,
has those too.
yeah. But overall, it looks bigger than it is. This is not a big car, but boy, oh boy, I mean, it sure is good. And remember, Hyundai has a 10-year warranty on the drivetrain.
That's right.
100,000 miles or 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive. And they've never had any warranty exposure problems for all the years they've done that.
Pretty amazing. So, yes, as you said, a new shark nose design up front. Rear design features an H motif with LED taillights across the back, which is really nice. I like that light bar across the back. The more lights you can have on the
Yep.
back of the vehicle, the better, in my take.
You're right.
More customer-friendly safety and technology features. And as the release says, eye-catching exterior design changes and handling upgrades for the Elantra N, which is
Took the words out of my mouth.
not only a sedan, a performance sedan. They have new, thinner LED daytime running lights, new front fenders, and as I said earlier on the show, new 15, 16, 17, and 18-inch alloy wheel designs.
How many tires do you think are available for 15-inch wheels?
I know there's probably some at the Hyundai factory.
Yes, but I like, for people that have classic cars like Corvairs and Falcons, 13-inch tires are hard to find.
You have to go to someone like Coker, I guess, that
Right.
redoes them. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, just
The new color choices in the lineup, which is always cool, and new rear side airbags, standard on all trims. They do a great job of making all this safety equipment standard. New rear seatbelt reminders, standard on all trims. They are ahead of the curve. You and I talked about this last week, that NHTSA is proposing that for all vehicles. So they're ahead of the curve on that. They're like, fine, bring it on. We already got it. And then steering wheel haptic feedback added for lane keeping assist, blind spot collision warning, and rear cross-traffic collision avoidance, which is becoming bigger and bigger. Yesterday, I was at the grocery store, and that is a big thing, isn't it? Cross-traffic alert.
It is. Boy, oh boy. I mean, it's just, I think it's probably most people's biggest complaint.
Yeah. And
grocery store parking lots and trying to back out.
Yeah, just can't see. Just can't see. So what else is new here? New soft touch door panels, new color choices, new H-text leather seating surfaces, a new 4.2-inch instrument cluster design, 2 rear seat USB-C outlets, 1 front seat USB-C outlet. Remember, USB outlets are the new cup holders.
That's exactly right.
What else? Surround view monitor, blind spot view monitor, parking distance warning, 6 standard audio speakers. Wow, it just keeps going and going.
Yeah, I mean, they've changed the mounts, engine mounts, and the suspension mounts for much more damping and vibration insulation. These are important things if you own a car and you're driving it for a long time. Having these things start clunking is really annoying. And they've even increased the tire pressure.
Yeah, seems like
cool.
it's not just a cosmetic thing here. There's a lot going on with the Hyundai Elantra, so keep that in mind if you're out shopping. But when we come back, we're going to tell you about Infiniti pricing out a really big SUV and in its lineup. I believe it is the biggest. We'll also tell you about Ford dropping some of their popular models for EVs. So stay tuned.
Control.
And welcome back to Cruise Control. We, as promised, are going to talk to you about the 2024 Infiniti QX80.
The 1994.
That's right. We're right on the calendar. So we have pricing, and it's actually for the size of it and the capability. The pricing kind of almost seems reasonable. Starting at $74,150.
That's a big start.
It's a big start, and if you want wheels and seats, it costs much more. But the fact is, the QX80, we've both driven these things. They are huge. They are comfortable. They're quiet. They have every feature you can name, and they seat 7 quite easily.
Oh, yeah.
If you have small fry, boy, there's a term.
Where'd that come from?
I have no idea. You could probably seat 10 in there.
Yeah.
But you couldn't put them in belts, which is important.
Yeah. By the way, 74 74,150 is the start. It's actually 77,300 with four-wheel drive.
Yes, and at that level, you really do want to go with four-wheel drive.
Well, you
But
might as well
you're gonna need
go
it.
with the Premium Select too. For
Right.
with two-wheel drive, that's 78,785, or 81,885 with four-wheel drive.
Now we're getting over 80.
But there's more, Les Jackson. You can get the Premium Select, right, which is 85,835 in two-wheel drive and 88,935 in all-wheel drive, and that includes a black tricot, or I guess that's a tricot headliner, high-end leather with quilted appointments, and a Bose Performance Series audio system with 17 speakers. You also get chrome exterior mirror caps and a hydraulic motion control suspension system.
Well, now the fact is, if you own these, I'm sure you have a large family, and you've got to have all the. I wonder. We don't know how many USB ports there are, but I'm going to guess a dozen.
I was going to say 5,000, but
It's probably more accurate.
I would say yes, a dozen or so. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that is like I say, the new cup holders. I count them now
And
during at the wheel reviews.
yeah, and by the way, the engine is still a V8, and it's 400 horsepower.
Wow.
They don't fool around here. They give you plenty of power.
Yes. And you do get wireless Apple CarPlay and USB-based Android Auto capability and Amazon Alexa. And, I think you also get every active safety technology there is.
Everything.
So
Everything.
it is a big machine. And how many big V8 SUVs are there yet? Well, I guess
Well, there's Lexus,
Escalade.
Expedition, or
Yeah.
no, they still big V8.
Or is it? Well, that's the twin turbocharged V6, probably in the Expedition.
Well, yeah, actually, that's right. Ford has gotten rid of the V8s in those things.
Yeah, you could still get a 5-liter in the F-150 if you really want, for people that just like to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's one of the few. It's not. There's not a lot of them. But big machine.
Big machine. I was just thinking of the Grand Cherokee or the Wagoneer. I think that's
Yeah, they still have Hemis.
big V8.
Yeah, they still have Hemis available, at least for now. But yeah, big news, big vehicle from Infiniti. Let's talk about what Ford is doing. And the EV push is having them make some changes in their lineup, and a couple of models that have been around for a long, long time are going away. 3 of them, actually. The Ford Transit Connect van, which is, I thought, a great little vehicle. I always
It
thought
is.
the post office could use something like that. That's what I thought.
No, but they won't do that. They'll make the most expensive decision they can make.
Right. I mean, not. You could go to Ford and say put a roll up back door on that and all, but they didn't.
course.
Yeah. Basically, what's happening there is the E-Transit is selling well, and they said there's not really a market for the Ford Transit Connect. Look for an electric version of that to come out, I would say, in the not too distant future. Also, the Ford Edge. That is going to be going away. The Oakville assembly plant in Ontario will be converted to EV production. I remember when the Edge came out, and I forget who the executive was at that time, but they said, wow, this won't really make us stand out in the SUV industry, in the SUV segment. They said this vehicle will get lost in the shuffle. So
Well,
it had a good run though, and they're getting rid of that partially because the Bronco Sport is so popular and people are buying something like that. Actually, they're getting rid of that because they're getting rid of the Ford Escape because the Ford Bronco Sport is so popular.
right, right.
Remember they made the Escape more car-like. They have a hybrid and a plug-in hybrid, but those are both going away. Too bad. Too bad. I like the Escape.
Well, yes, but it's all about how many you sell and how many other things you can sell if you don't sell this.
Yeah.
I would hate to work as a marketing executive at a car company because your speculation, you're going to do surveys, but boy, your job is on the line every year. Uh, if you make the wrong decision, you're out.
Yeah, well, and so many things can happen. Something happens, a recall,
Yep,
or just trends just change, and they look at it. Hey, they want to build things that people buy. Which is a change in the auto industry. Remember, we had all the divisions of GM, and they all had to have a badge engineered car
right.
that fit that segment, and it was like they were competing against each other. And like, well, why do you have the Oldsmobile version of that? It's the same as the Buick and same as the Pontiac and same as the Chevy, right? And they all
Exactly
felt
right.
they had to have something in that segment. And now we have some manufacturers just saying, hey, you know what? We're not even going to build sedans because why bother?
Yeah. So the SUV ish vehicles are here to stay, at least for the foreseeable future. And people aren't really buying other things that used to sell quite well.
Yeah.
And that's something to think about on the used car market.
Yeah,
If you're looking
I
for
agree.
today,
Yeah, yeah, and let's face it too. Electric vehicles, the need to build electric vehicles and not build new plants, and also, just have the money to build vehicles, is they have to cut some of their other vehicles out of their lineup. And there's an interesting
yeah,
comment. This was an original article on CarBuzz, and one of the commenters said, well, they can keep building cars like the Mustang if they cut things like the Ford Edge or the Transit Connect. So, interesting point there. And we will have plenty more interesting points about the automotive industry when we return on Cruise Control, your on-air automotive magazine. Don't forget to check out our YouTube page and our Facebook page. You can like them and follow and all that and more. We will be right back with more Cruise Control.
Cruise Control.
welcome back to Cruise Control. Well, look, we're trying to tell you guys who want to buy a Ram TRX. It's kind of today's the day. You've got to
Last
put your
call.
order in. That's right. If you want that 6.2 liter supercharged V8, big in your face front end, you're gonna have to buy it. Well, order it like right away because it's just last call. There's what happens, by the way, if the time runs out, Fred, and suddenly five other people put their orders in. Are they going to not fill those orders?
Well, they say there's only 4,000 of them, and once that's gone, it's gone. But I don't know. I don't know how that works. I mean, who wants to turn away a customer, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It
if you have
doesn't.
parts,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
put them together.
Look at there's people that ordered 2023 Corvettes, and now they're getting a 2024, which is not the
Yeah,
worst thing in the world.
not at all.
There's more standard features and things like that. But let's delve into this Ram. I mean, yes, 4,000 of them. The 6.2-liter supercharged V8 final edition coming to an end.
Yep.
It quite a machine, rated at 702 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque, top speed of 118. That's a lot of mass to get up to that kind of speed.
Yeah, a lot of air that has to be pushed out of the way.
That's right. It will be numbered with a number plate. Are these all accounted for already, do you think?
Well, I ordered the Darth Vader edition. Now, I think they're probably all accounted for. Maybe a couple.
What do you think? What
I mean, I guess dealers bought a few just on spec.
What do you think those dealers are going to charge for it, though?
Oh.
I don't know if we have pricing on this. It's got to be.
Yes, starting price $117,625.
Oh, get your order in right now, Les.
And that's the starting price.
So it's probably they add $100,000 to that. I bet the dealer. What do you think?
Well, if its starting price is $117 plus $2,000 delivery, and you want options, well, the final edition, and you want it, what do you think? They'll put a $20,000 added dealer markup?
I think more. Because
more.
Last chance, they'll say, you got to buy it now. You got to buy it now. You'll never buy it again. And I think maybe 50. I don't know.
Nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing.
Yeah, they'll ask what they can get. They'll start ridiculous, and you say no thanks, and then maybe they'll knock $10,000 off of it.
And you feel you got a deal.
Yeah. Future collectible here. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the collector truck market other than like the old. The Ford F1s from the 1950s, but more modern, I have no idea.
Yeah. Interesting. I could see, I don't know, all these last editions. I could see somebody wanting every last edition from Dodge and Ram and building a collection of them.
Maybe, yeah.
But well, we shall see. Let's jump over to Porsche. They have some news this week. The Cayenne Turbo E-Hybrid SUV and Coupe. It's going to replace the previous turbo variant. V8 and E motor develops 729 horsepower and 700 pound-feet of torque.
Now we're talking.
New hybrid technology, quicker charging, and greater electric range. What about that, Les Jackson?
Well, this is what really Porsche does very well. They give you massive amounts of performance, for the price. But the fact is, they're good at it, and you're not going to get much range if you're using all that performance. You have to understand. You're using, like gas, you're using a lot of electricity.
And remember, though, this is a hybrid. This has a 4-liter V8 twin-turbo engine making 591 because you need to add more than that horsepower. You can't get by with that, right?
Well, no. I mean, that's just too modest. That's... Well, officer, this is an electric car. I just don't know how you could think I was going that fast.
Yeah. It has a 25.9 kilowatt-hour battery mounted underneath the trunk area, an 11 kilowatt-hour onboard charger, less than 2.5 hours in a suitable wall box or charger. So this is a plug-in hybrid, basically. And
quite a plug-in hybrid.
Yeah, and it starts. So the Cayenne Turbo E Hybrid has an MSRP of $146,900, not including the $1,650 delivery, while the Cayenne Turbo E Hybrid Coupe has an MSRP of $151,400. So
Plus the processing and handling fee. That's
was
that's
that
one of these
take off the
added
plastic?
dealer gifts
Yeah.
that you see everywhere. Yeah, but wow. Well, you're going to pay a fortune for a Porsche anyway, so it's not like this is so terrible. But how long do you think it takes if you order one of these to get it?
Probably quite some time. I mean, you don't know if it's going to get here safely, too. Remember, they had that one ship that
Yeah,
the cars caught on fire.
yeah,
Many of them had batteries, were electric vehicles. So
boy,
you don't know. I don't know. I think you put in your order and you just
yep.
roll with it.
The old you pays your money and you take your chances.
That's right. Take a ticket. Take a ticket.
That's it.
So yeah, interesting story. Being a drag racing fan and watching what's going on in the drag racing world, there are a lot of drag racing venues closing up because companies like Copart and that are using them to park their cars for these auctions. And it's just such a sweet deal that the strip owners can only use these a certain amount of time during the year, and they're selling them off, and they're going away. And plus, we have the sprawl that's happening, and they're going around. They built a quarter-mile track out in the middle of nowhere. Now there's housing developments. Well, in Los Angeles and California used to have tons of tracks. Many are gone now. In the city of Paris, they have a street legal dragway. It's 1/16th of a mile. Remember, quarter mile was 1,320 feet, and that is the traditional length of a drag strip. This one is only 322 feet long, but it's designed to prevent illegal street racing and sideshows. And first, it will be street cars with mufflers and radial tires that will be allowed, so no actual full-out drag cars. But the idea is to keep racing off the street. That'll be interesting. 1/16th of a mile,
Yeah, that's a short. No, it's a football field.
322 feet.
So you're not going to get up to a real high speed, maybe 75, for a fast car.
Yeah,
And then you have to stop.
yeah. They do have 670 feet of stopping
Yeah,
area, so that's
yeah.
good.
So I don't quite know how this is going to stop street racing, other than just people that want to, hey, my car's faster than yours. Let's go see you prove it.
I guess you can do a burnout and a hard launch, and pretty much by that time, it's time to get
Shut it
on the
down.
binders. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything that takes what is essentially something illegal and dangerous and makes it well organized and done safely is just fine. It's the way it ought to be. But I just don't know about the short length. Couldn't they do this like a
Eighth mile is
quarter mile or an eighth
eighth,
mile? Yeah.
eighth mile. Yeah. All right. Well, when we come back, Les is going to go for a ride in the Hornet RT. So stay tuned. Go. Go ahead.
And welcome back to Cruise Control. It is time for an At the Wheel review, and I, Fred, just happen to have a vehicle that I can review,
Perfect.
which is a nice coincidence, isn't it? This time, this is interesting. This brand new product. It's the Dodge Hornet RT version, and it's a plug-in hybrid, which is kind of interesting. So, what's it like? Well, it's not a large SUV, but it's not a compact one either. It actually looks larger than it feels, and entry into it is actually quite simple. You're not stepping up much at all, and yet when you look at it in pictures, it looks like you sort of climb in. Not the case. Once you're in, it is plenty roomy inside. The seats very comfortable. Now this particular one that I had, the exterior color is gray cray.
Gray cray.
I don't know why it's called that. It's not like for a crayfish or something, but it's gray cray. Interior black Alcantara fabric.
Yep.
Nicely fitted out. Looks very, very good inside. This has some interesting options, which make it actually look even more RT-ish. And that's the black top package.
Mm-hmm.
So now this gets confusing because, well, you'll see there are deletes and then there are ads and stuff. But the black top package is black tops on the mirrors, black tops on window moldings. The wheels rather, are finished in what they call abyss, which generally means like a black hole.
Yep.
So they're blacked out. But the brake rotors are red, but they say Dodge. I really thought they were going to say Brembo, but they say Dodge. So it's really pretty stylish. I got a couple comments when I was driving it around that people say, "Oh, that's the new Hornet. Hey, can I look at that?" So it's being heavily advertised on TV right now. So watch it when you see it. Okay, so let me get back to the other things. There's the tech package. By the way, the black package is $1,580 or so. The tech package, which of course you're going to assume is intelligent cruise control and all of the other informatics, camera, everything, and a park assist and drowsy detection, which I like. I know there's controversy about that, but I think it's a good idea. That's $2,200. And then the track pack. The track pack gives you dual adjustable suspensions on both ends.
Wow. So it's real. It's a real package.
Yeah, and it's electronic. It's not. You don't go out and turn knobs, and it really makes a big difference. You either have a comfort mode or a sport mode. You can imagine sport mode is quite sport. It's going to be real firm for handling. The wheels are 22-inch wheel.
That's
which
pretty big.
I know isn't, again, it's not big enough for you. For most people, it's fine. All kinds of little badges and goodies that tell you that you've got the track pack, and that's $2,500.
Okay.
And then the gray cray color is $425, and the sunroof isn't there because, because of all of the other stuff. So that's a delete of $815, which I think is about what a sunroof costs.
Yeah.
And then you get a discount for the bundle, the track pack and the black top. You get a discount of $800 because you got both of those.
That's
I
confusing.
don't know why.
But you'll take it.
Well, you get a discount, you take it. You just don't say why not. As I said, real ease of entry, both front and rear doors. The rear hatch works like everyone you're familiar with. And now, as far as driving it, this is where you may like it, you may not. What I don't think you're going to like is the startup because you turn it on, the gas engine, of course, starts up. The engine, by the way, is a 1.3 liter turbo.
Wow, tiny. That is
288 horsepower.
wow. That's amazing.
Well, and the problem there is that you start it up, and you hear it spool up, and there's a lot of resonance inside the car.
Okay.
And it's maybe 20 seconds before it dies down.
Yeah. A lot of vehicles are like
annoying.
that, or louder when they start
Yeah,
up. They need.
it's rather annoying. And a couple of passengers said, "What's that noise?" So either get used to it or you don't. Once you're driving, it's quiet.
Okay.
It isn't all that fast because, of course, the hybrid version, the battery is rather small, and you're getting some boost, but I'd call it peppy, quick. Certainly, you can speed up in traffic, but it's not going to pin you back. You can get about 30 miles of electric driving
Which is good.
in the right conditions, low speed, relatively flat surfaces. You can charge it up at your house, but you can't use any of the chargers outside. It has a very small plug that goes to its charge port, and it doesn't want you to use any kind of adapters
And
at the charge stations.
I think a vehicle like this, you could just use the regular 110 outlet. Or
Well,
plug
you
it
do.
in. Yeah.
You do. I plugged it in, but now the first time I unplugged it at the house, the plug was so hot I had to drop it,
Wow.
and that was disturbing. And I thought it's pulling too much current, but I have measuring equipment. I actually could measure the current next time I charged it. It was only pulling 11.7 amps, which is typical. Around 12 amps is what they're supposed to pull. I think it's the inverter that's just causing itself to draw too much current.
Wow.
Other than that, charging, overnight, no problem. It's fine. Overall, a nice drive. It's pleasant to drive. It's lots of visibility. Can't knock it, but seems to me it's a little bit pricey. This is the RT now because the base price is $44,995. And with all the options and then the deletes, you still end up at $52,385, including destination. That's just seems high, but
Who knows?
that's
Well,
what it is.
we thank you for listening to Cruise Control Radio. We'll see you down the road.
Bye.